Well, g'day fishos. Brent from Tackawell Port Stephens with this week's fishing report. Now, the weather this weekend, well, westerly winds unfortunately, but they're not going to be too strong, I don't think. It's Friday morning right now. It's blowing a dog off a chain or a cat off its lead, whatever. But Saturday looks like it's going to be about 10 to 15 knots. Sunday goes around to the southwest about the same sort of speed. But next week, come Monday, someone said they got a sickie. It looks glamour all week at this stage, but you've got to check those forecasts. So the fishing this week, it's been pretty good actually, despite the winds and the weather and things like that. There's been a few good fish really actually caught this week. So we'll begin in the estuary as we always do. Now, the Rockwall has been fishing really, really well. Nelson Bay Rockwall. It's been sensational. There has been a number of species caught down there. Pete's been catching some really nice bream on the incoming tide. He came into the shop yesterday. He said he got half a dozen nice ones. He said they bit on that incoming tide. After that, they went real quiet. Now, the key to it is light fluorocarbon leader. Downside is hook a big bream. You've got the chance of getting busted off. But if you fish that light leader, that 6 to 8 pound, you're in with a chance of nailing a few bream. Likewise with the Ludric down there. Speaking to some fellas that are switched on, and they're fishing really light leaders, 6 and 8 pound fluorocarbon as well. So if you look at our wall at the moment, there's no 6 and 8 pound fluorocarbon, but I've got some on the way today. So fishing light to get the bite seems to be the key on both the bream and also the Ludric. There has been mulloway down there, school mulloway. Some young fellas been entertained on the soft plastics down there, doing really well. Young Coyote been nailing salmon down there. So it's a big mixed bag down on the breakwall, and it's probably going to be the place to be this weekend, I think, with the west-southwesters that are going to happen this weekend if you're going to land-based fish. The anchorage wall also doing pretty well down there. Some really nice bream. Some big tailor turning up at the entrance of the marina there. So if you want to stand at either end of those breakwalls, and you can actually cast in some little whitebait, or you can cast in a metal slug, you will actually get some good tailor down there. They've been up to 1 kilo. So if you're keen on doing that, first light has been the key to it. Likewise at last light. So we've got those tide changes happening then as well. So some big tailor nailing the white bait in there. The odd bonito as well. So stand either side of those breakwalls and you'll see them bust up there, simply cast into them. Down on the other end of Shoal Bay as well has been good tailored down there. So walk through the old hospital there and just start casting from where those buildings meet the rocks there, and you find some tailor there as well. So Pat's been fishing down there and enjoying some really nice tailor down that way as well. So some really nice tailor around at the bay. Down on Shoal Bay Wharf, a few gurries still hanging about. You'll see all the Ludric hanging underneath. Good luck trying to catch them, but there's also been a few squid, but lots of cuttlefish there at the moment. So I think I've said it before, cuttlefish are definitely better eating than squid, so if you're keen on giving that a go as well. Now, there has been a couple of mulloway caught this week. I know I spoke to Jack, he's been doing the vibing thing. Spoke to Harley as well, been nailing a few dewies. We've got that lead up to the full moon. Even though the water is cool, I think I had 15.5 degrees on the sounder the other day, the mulloway are still biting inside the bay, so worth a shot this weekend. I think Sunday the southwester is probably going to be a better option. Just fishes a little bit better in a southwester, that's for sure. Now, the beaches and rocks. Plenty of big tail around on the beaches. I spoke to my good mate Shano. Fished on the weekend, absolutely got hammered by big tail, up to 2.5 kilos down on Berrubi Beach. Some absolute beauties, but the key was to fish after dark. He was fishing, like I said, for mulloway, but got hammered by big tailor. So 2.5 kilos for Port Stephens is actually cracking tail. So you're keen on doing that, get down there after dark and get into a tailor. I know there's been tailor up on Fingal as well. Sent a customer up there during the week. 100 metres from the surf club to the left of the surf club, dingo, tailor and salmon, both on our salted bonito fillet and also our salted mullet fillet did really well. So just lay a gang, cut a nice strip off and away you go there. Few nice bream starting to turn up on the beaches as well. So definitely keen on doing that. I don't think there's going to be much swell this week. It might bump up a little bit, but a little bit of wash is good. That's for sure. Samurai will fish really well too. I know Middle Rock has been fishing exceptionally well. There's some actually nice gutters up towards Middle Rock. So if you're keen on doing that, Middle Rock's been fishing particularly well at the moment. Now on the rocks, A few people asked this week, are there longtails around? Well, all I say is go and have a crack. I think you'll find the odd one around. The water's still good enough. There's plenty of bait there. I just think you're going to have to put the time in. I don't think it's going to be a day process. You might have put a couple of days in to fish for those. The lead up to the full moon is really good. On the full moon, I'd say no, but the lead up will fish pretty good for longtails, I think, this week. Like I said before, caught them all the way through to August, so it's not unusual, that's for sure. Also, other species on the rock, plenty of salmon and tailor around on the points there, so if you're keen on fishing some of those points, Boxy, the southern side of Boxy, young KO, I know spun up some nice salmon down there. So if you're keen on doing that down that way, 1 Mile Point's also a good one, and also down towards Boat Harbour there. But with the sou'wester, it might be a little bit exposed come Sunday. Some good snapper around. Pete came in yesterday. He's been getting some really good reds off the rocks. So some nice ones. He even said yesterday, he said he couldn't stop a couple. So even though the water's clear, he said those first light, last light conditions doing really, really well on the snapper. So it's good to see that water starting to cool down a little bit, and those snapper off the rocks are definitely a go-to. Likewise, drummer, brim, so those standard species. Cemetery Point's been fishing really well for definitely for Ludrick at the moment as well. On the offshore scene, some good reds about still, some really nice reds. If you can get out with that sou'wester on Sunday, I'd say give it a crack. Sou'westers and snapper go hand in hand, I reckon. Just brave those cold conditions, a little bit of chop, and I reckon you'll do pretty well in the shallows, whether it be on soft plastics or you get a good burley trail going and get that those floating baits out. I think you'll find some good reds around. Had a little bit of swell over the week, and I think that'll trigger them to feed pretty well this weekend. If not, head out to deeper water. There's been plenty of trags still about. That water's still holding at about 19 degrees, so plenty of trags still on the reefs if you're keen for a feed. The odd pearl perch as well. So Tony sent me a photo of an absolute cracking pearl perch, close to 4 kilos. We'll throw that by the socials over the weekend. An absolute cracking pearl perch out in that deeper water. He was fishing 80 metres. And some pearlies, so good to see those. Good chewing the old pearlies, that's for sure. So yeah, some good fish about there. So looking also towards next week, I had a quick look. If you have a look over my shoulder there, finger pointing, I've been looking at rip charts, doing a bit of studying on the rip charts. The zero line out the front of Port Stephens looks sensational. 2,000 metres, so over the shelf there. There is the zero line, but there's also a temperature break. It goes from 20.4 to 19 degrees on rip charts. That's the latest one. And to be honest with you, if you can get out next week, I won't guarantee you yellowfin, but pretty close too. I reckon you'll find some yellowfin. There's current pushing back in from east to the west there. There's a bit of current pushing down from the north. It just looks sensational. If there's going to be a tuna bite, I think next week will be the go. So definitely have a look at that. And don't forget, we've got our Tuna Champions Talk night at the Newcastle and Port Stephens Game Fish Club on Monday night starting at 6 p.m. So perfect timing if you ask me. And we've also got some new tuna lures coming in as well. So got the Pro Fidjis coming in. We've got some new bullets coming in. And we're going to have that on display on Monday night as well. So we're definitely heating up on the tuna scene. And also, don't forget, we've got our junior fishing competition starting Saturday. Runs through all the school holidays. We've got 3 species, brim, salmon, and tailor. Now, it's catch and release only. Come in store, you've got to register, bring a parent or guardian in, sign off, and away you go. You'll get your free sticker or measuring sticker, and away you go. So don't forget, our junior fishing tournament is on. And also, big news, mega sale this week, and it is all on sale. Everything is on sale, from $15 rods to Tiagras to Stellas to Saltigas. It is all on sale. So if you're not fishing this weekend, get in store and grab a bargain, and we'll speak next Friday.